Welcome back to Small British Steps. And last episode, well, we got onto the brink of getting orbital rocketry. We're gonna rush through it to it now. We're gonna rush through to orbital rocketry. It's done, sorted. Now we can come in here and we can actually sort out our rockets. So first up, Javelin 1A4. Right, what have we got a tool here? So this is our first craft that's going to use the isogrid structural stuff. So we're going to need to actually, if we do this, we're going to, let's see, we're going to spend 50,000 unlock credits. There we go. Cannot be built. Spectre, we're going to unlock. Right, we're going to check this. It's saying something about not being able to build, so we need to just check integration. The Javelin, we're gonna stop that now. Yep, okay. So we've built it. It costs 20,000 to build one of them. Let's just put that in perspective. Put that max 20,000 because we haven't tooled it. So we're going to tool all of it. It's going to cost us 44,000 of our unlock credits. We've got 50,000 of them. So we spent pretty much all of our unlock credits getting the tanks, getting the engines and everything. So everything we've built up has gone to this point. So we're going to purchase that. And you can see it doesn't show our unlock credits anymore because we have not got many left. We've got probably about 1,000. So this thing now takes 39 days to build on a max on that pad. We do not have max staff on that pad, by the way. Let me just say that now. So it is not going to be that quick. This thing is a stepping stone for us. We've tooled a lot, but we've also paid a lot. We've paid a lot to get things going. So we're going to build 2 of them. We're also going to line up the next craft, which is the 1B4. Yeah, it's a great naming system, I know. This is the interesting one. We don't have a lot of unlock credits left. This potentially goes orbital. Okay, this goes orbital, and I really want to do it. I really want to put it together. Do we just tool it and just go for it? I think we do. This will not be to complete one of the programs, by the way. This is just to get our first orbit, and also potentially do some other stuff and things with it. It's not really vitally important, so we may not do it. So we're going to hold off on that. So we are looking at the situation. We've got the Javelin launch complex. Let's fill it with every single person we can. It can hold up to 275. We're starting at 50% build rate. It's going to take 156 days to build them. Do we sacrifice a couple of people just to drop that down? Let's have a look. Where else have we got people? Nobody's in the hangar. We've got a few here. What are we looking at? I don't think that those rockets are going to be used. I think the downrange ones are going to be dead pretty soon. Right. Mature supersonic flight is going to be 100. And that's when we can put the bigger engines onto the Derwent. So let's run that forward. Let's have a look. How are we doing for funding? Our balance is really high. How is our balance so good all of a sudden? It's because we got this up. Possibly. Maybe it's going to drop. Okay, I'm happy with that. This seems very odd. Why have we got the balance increase so much? Is it because the subsidy just increases? Is that the reason? Oh, I know why. Oh, of course. If we look in here, we are coming to the peak, aren't we? We're coming to the end of this, and then we start to get more each year for this as well. So we're going to get more funding for that. That's really good. So I think we can actually afford to put some more research staff in. I think. So let's go to researchers and let's hire up to 200 now. Let's go up to 200. There we go. We've taken a big chunk of funds. We don't actually have a vast amount of science to do anything with. Have we actually got anything we can spend the science on? What do we want to spend it on? We do need avionics. We need to get to that. So we could spend it on avionics actually. Unless we want to go for better jet engines. The Avon, where's the Avon coming? There is another Avon config there. We might need, it's 10, but we'll go for this prototype here. Okay. Right. avionics prototype is going to happen really quickly, actually, isn't it? Because it's past tense. These are all on about the right. Actually, they're ahead of time. It would be better for us to move that to there. Technically, it would actually, everything would finish quicker. But yeah, it would save us days. But we don't want the avionics yet. We want that and we want that. Avionics would be a nice addition, but I don't need it. Unless we want to... Ooh, see, this is the debate now. Getting lighter avionics makes the whole craft just a little bit better, doesn't it? I wonder whether we just go hypersonic flight. Anyway, we actually have to make some changes while I'm thinking. I've just realised. We need to change the Derwent. So we need to edit the Derwent. So here's the Derwent J1. If we go to the Derwent J2, is this a modified version of it? I think it is. Let's have a look at the engine. That gives us a more. It's slightly heavier, but gives us a lot more thrust. So we're going to go with that. This one gives you even more. That's a big, and I think that's got afterburners, but that's a chunker. So we'll take that and just check both of them are on the same config. They are. Good. Right, I think this is now done. I don't know if there's anything else that needs saved, just the engines, and that's going to be a big cost for us. We're going to save those engines. So currently, that Derwent will take forever. Let's borrow some staff, I think. I think we do this one. Is it this one? Nope, not this one. We want the supersonic flight one. Right. So supersonic flight, we could do the optional one first. In fact, we are. We're going to do this one first because it's the 400. Then we'll do the next supersonic flight one right after it. And what we will probably do is I'm going to cancel the final atlatl. We're going to scrap it. Right, so we are flying. It's very bright here, isn't it? Let's get the engines going. Remember, this flight is not about. It's not about us. Oh, actually, let's check what we got on the. Get these things started, please, people. Wow. Why is this not on? Right, this needs to be going faster. Oh wow, this is actually hypersonic flight, is it? Okay, maybe not what I should be doing. We might need to swap this out next time. Right. I think we want to just nudge up a bit. What I want to do is we're going to do the thing we've done before. We're going to bring this down. I could do this manually. I'm not going to. I refuse. I refuse. Where is the bottom? There we go. There we go. Perfect. We'll come over here. We'll grab this, and then I want cruise control. Is that the right one? Is that the one? Yes, this is the one I want. Right. We're going to hold it at 12. Vertical motion control, please. There we go. We are burning fuel at quite the rate. And then I want to hold our speed at about 430. Do that as well. There we go. So 430 and altitude of that there. Good. Wonderful. Brilliant. Let's have a look. So is that what we want? We want between 400 and 40. Oh no, 425. Okay, right. Put this at 20 then. There we go. Let it drop down to 20. Wow, that was bad form by us. Actually, it's really holding its speed in that range, isn't it? I suppose the engines take time to spool up. Let's see if it's any good at that. Right, we are now doing it. The annoying thing is that actually this, I think, we should have put a different science on it. Yeah, we should have had. I don't think we've finished the high speed one, have we? We haven't. So we could have actually done the high speed flight and just knocked that straight off. We'll have to change that round because this has got hypersonic flight set on it. And hypersonic flight requires that you do over 1.5 kilometers per second, which we are not going to do on this craft. It's just not going to happen. Right. Okie doke. Let's see. We're just going to speed this up a bit. Let it get its stuff going. We're going nice and fast, and then once we've done this, we're actually gonna wrap it up to full throttle and see what it can do. because I would like to see what the top speed of this thing is. Why is this not... Why is it not doing that? You know, it's obviously that the speed controller takes control when it's on. That's interesting. I don't want it to go too high actually, but we'll wait until it's finished with the speed control, then we'll see if we can actually fix this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's interesting. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission complete. Right, turn off the speed controller. And then do that, please. Nope, you are doing that. Why is it not got a... Why has it not got any sort of level flight control? Come on. Why is that? That doesn't work. Turn that off. Turn that off. 12, 1, 3. There we go. Vertical motion turned on. Level. It's still doing it. I don't need to be going up. I want to go level. Right, how fast can this thing get is the question. Right, let's have a look. Let's keep an eye on the temperature, but let's ramp this up a bit. What's our maximum speed? Is it going to get to 600? What's the speed requirement for Mach 2? That's the question. 650. Okay, 650. We have a slight climb, but we could pull up a bit, and that's going to stabilize it. That looks okay. Okay, so we're currently going 675. I'm going to cut the engines now because they're about to overheat. So 675 is this craft's probable max limit. We could probably go for more of the time than that. We could probably go higher altitude than that and go faster actually. But we are not going to. Right. Well done. Mission complete. 675 is our top speed with this. This is any more than that, we start to get into what I would consider dangerous territory. So we're going to pop this down. And we're just going to let it do its thing. So you've done this before. We're going to do this. We're not a rocket plane. This now remember, this is very much the same sort of design as our Crummock. So the Derwent has that same sort of front end, got the same wing structure. The only big difference is that we've got this double sort of fuselage at the back with this single fuselage going into it, and then we've got the air intakes there. That's the big difference. What I was actually thinking of is when we get the X-15. The X-15 used to be a really heavy cockpit. It's not so much anymore. If it fits on top of here, I'd actually be tempted to put the X-15 on there and then put twice as many engines on the rear for doing... I can't see where we are now. That's a problem. Is there ground below us is the next question. Is there ground below us? Is there ground below us? Is there ground below us? This is where we come through the clouds and I realise I've got to turn the engines on. Right, come on. Where's the ground? Where is the ground? Right, there is ground there. It's dark. And foreboding. There's the water. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. We're coming in okay. Give me total altitude. Yeah, we do have a bit of speed still. We could just level this out, but just kill off all that thrust. There we go. Right, and what we will do is we'll shut down the actual engines. There we go. We're not going to need those. And I think we're about ready. So we're just going to let this thing slow down until it starts to sort of want a pancake. Down to 170, 160. Right, let's parachutes away. There we go. Craft pulls back. It's a lovely view for you. It is a lovely view of the darkness. And then we'll get this thing down to the landing. Right, so we need to remember to change the science in the cockpit. because we're not going to get that science from this craft. This craft is not going to do 1,500 kilometers per second. It's not an X-15. Right, I'm going to let this land in the dark for you, and I shall see you back on the main screen. Right, well, you missed the very end of that, which was interesting for various reasons. What we're going to do is, I'm going to let the atlatl run until it's done. There we go. Training is completed. Right, we're going to let the atlatl run. Then we're going to use the atlatl crew to actually to go get the hangar sorted out. It's going to take 8 days to recover it. That's not a problem. Which means it'll be ready almost at the same time as the Javelin. We can have a look at it and see exactly what happened when it landed and why it's going to take a bit of time to fix. So we're going to edit the craft. Right, I'm just going to pull the craft down, and can anybody right now see what's wrong with it? Anybody notice anything? It's lost an engine. So when it came down on a hill, and the engine exploded. Okay, yeah, not brilliant. Should have been more careful, and landing in the dark was actually a bad idea. I should have actually looked at the terrain underneath it. Should have kept going until we got cleared land. So we were going to have to do repair work anyway. Don't save. We're going to load the Derwent 2. There we go. Load it up. We're actually going to change the science in here. So let's have a look. Let's configure the crew science. What have we got? We've got hypersonic. We don't want that. We have got a supersonic flight. That requires 24 minutes, over 450, over 10 kilometers. We could do that. Mach 2 flight. We're going to get to next. That's over 10 kilometers. 36 minutes, okay. And we've got high altitude, which we are working on, which requires you to do very high speed, very high up. So we're going to go for the supersonic at the moment. I think we haven't finished it. Let me just check. We can pull this up. We can go over here. So you press the little button down here, and you go to current craft, and we go to supersonic flight, and we go to Earth. And we see we have not done any of it. We've not got any so far. So supersonic flight has not been done. So we'll do that. We're going to save that over the top of the J2. So the J2 now defaults to that. You can see, however, that's going to take us 82. It's at 82% because we're actually we're re-adding an engine onto this thing. We're having to rebuild the engine. The engine's destroyed technically. I mean, we're lucky the plane will fly again, but let's just assume that something got in the engine. We had to fix it. It didn't actually explode. Right, we're going to save the edit. It's going to take 95 days to fix. And then we're going to go to the hangar, and we're going to max that out using the other stuff. There we go, 110 in the hangar now. So everything else is paused, and we're just going to get 11 days for that to be done. Right, so I think off camera, I decide I'm not going to do any of these anymore. So we're going to do this one. This will be the last one we do. Then we're going to go for the downrange milestones. We're going to shut down the atlatl pad because we won't be using it again. We could keep knocking those off, but we've been doing them constantly, and it's just, you know what, it's boring for the series. So we're going to knock this one. I'm going to do that off camera. Then we're going to come back and get on with the others. Well, as you can see, we completed that mission nicely. I have now realized what happened in one of our earlier atlatl missions. I was changing the heading, not the pitch, because I started doing it on that one and then realized what I was doing and changed it. So that is at least that solved. So there we go. We've completed that. We're not going to take another one of those because we are going to take this. This is now going to be our mission. We're going to take it. Go for it. Right. I believe this should have more than enough to do everything we need it to do. Get telemetry on. Right. So let's have a look. We want the mission. The milestone is there. I want to put up the flight recorder because I'd like to know my range on it, because we may go over 3,000. If we go over 3,000, then we're ready for the next step, which I think is 4,500. Right. So engines are go. Everything is good. Surface good. Right, let's fire it, and off we go. We are off. That was a very quiet release, wasn't it? Do that. What is that noise? Oh, that's a new noise that I've not heard before. Turn this to 5. Okay. And then surface velocity -1. There we go. We could probably go a bit further actually, but we'll leave it as it is. Right. In fact, you know what? Go to 2. Right. What on earth is that noise? So the side boosters will come off soon. They've got 16 seconds left on them. This is a very interesting craft to fly. It's very odd noises, isn't it? It sounds like someone's flushing a toilet with the engine. That might be a sound problem. We may need to change that. We may need to check that is okay. It seems to be sorting itself out now, actually. I wonder if we had a problem somewhere. Alright, 2, 1. Boosters are out. They are gone. They are going to explode. Yes, they have. Right. We are now on our way. I would like us to go down a bit more, actually. We have a lot of delta V on this stage, and we are now travelling at a very nice speed. We are going to go very high and very fast, I think. I'm hoping this is going to break a few records for speed and so forth. And remember, this is only a single, well, 1.5 stage. And it gets us near orbit, well, it gets us within the ballpark of orbital speed. So, yeah, this is not a bad craft, first attempt out. Right, we're going to put surface 45. We want to go for maximum range. So there we go. We have got a roll on, and this thing does not have roll control, which is something I've just realised. We don't have roll control because of the engine we use, and it doesn't have an exhaust out that can be controlled, because I think some of the LR79 does, I think, have a variable control on its exhaust out. So yeah, this thing's just going to roll a little bit, which is annoying. We could put RCS on it, we could do stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. We are going to increase the speed of this because we are just going to burn. And we're going to burn at 45 because I believe that's the optimal for getting long range burns in, I think. People may disagree with me. People will probably argue and say 45 degrees is not the right angle to do it at. You should always burn on your prograde orbital marker, blah, 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 blah. But we'll see what happens. All right, we've got 35 seconds left, and there is an awful lot. We're actually in space now. There is an awful lot of delta V left to burn in the last 20 odd seconds of this. That is staggering amounts of delta V, in fact. 2,000 more to go. We're going to be close to orbital velocity. Gee, the G force is huge. We went up to about 22 G there. So if we put a crew on this, they'd be completely gone by now. Right, we are going up to 2.4 million meters per hour. Let's actually have a look. Can we see the track of this? Is it? Yes, we can. Okay, we're going to go up there. I don't know if that's going to be enough. I think we should have gone a bit more sideways. I'm going to regret this, I can tell. Right, let's speed this up. In fact, you know what? We can do this. We can actually go 10 times speed. So we're up at, let's have a look at track. There we are there. Right, we're up at 1,000 now. 1, 2, it's going to do it by halfway, isn't it? We might be able to get to about 7,000 with this, actually. 1.5 is going to be, we're taking our time now. Okay, we're going to speed this up a bit. 2 is now, so that's 2,000. And 3 is now. There we go, mission complete. Now, let's see, we've got a lot of contracts going on. Let's see how far this thing can actually go. Have we stopped doing distance? Why are we not going up in distance? The distance has stopped. Oh, because the storage is full. Oh, okay. So storage, the storage is maxed out. So we don't actually know how far it's going to go. It's about there. So I reckon it can probably do it. A launch profile like that will probably do it. This should squash down in the middle of the Pacific, hopefully, not kill anybody. Have we got any science off it, actually? That's the question. Did we get any science? We got no science. No science whatsoever. We've got no science equipment on board. We can turn off the transmitter, actually. In fact, leave it on just in case. Right, let's have a look at the contracts that we've got. So we have a 3,000 kilometer milestone, done. We have uncrewed altitude record 2,000, done. Uncrewed 1,000, done. Uncrewed 750, done. Uncrewed 500, done. uncrewed speed 5,000 done. Uncrewed speed 4,000 done. Okay, what's that done for our income? We've had a jump. Our rep is now subsidy cap at that. What's our subsidy 6 now? Okay, so we're at 151,000. Okay, we're not doing badly. We're not doing badly. Right, I think it's time for us to range safety this. Off we go. And now let's see the next step. Right, so with that contract completed, we can actually have a look and see, right, the next downrange one is a capstone. So that will end that set of contracts we've got. These ones here, the downrange sort of development plan. You've got to carry 50 units of carry 50 units of sounding payload on the craft. Okay, I can do that. We can take that. I think I'm happy with that. Let's go fix our next craft to do that. Right, so here's the Javelin 1A4. We're going to make this have S50. Was it 50? I think it was 50. 50 units. Is it on here? 50 units of sounding payload. Okay. A couple of ways of doing this. We could put something on the nose. We could do stuff like that. What I'm actually going to do is we're just going to take a... Where's a conventional structure? We're going to set this to 2 meters because that's what this is. We will change the end, keep it silver. We'll make it high pressured, so it's the heaviest type that we can have. And then we're going to tank UI it, and we're going to put in sounding payload. And we can see it's got a vast amount of that, so we're going to make it smaller. So we need to have it over 50. Okay, that is very small. I would like it to be less than that. Can make it 25. Perfect. 25. Basically, it's a disc. We're going to take that off there. We're going to put that onto the top. We're going to put that there. There we go. Done. Sorted. Right. We're going to save that. We're going to save the air. Do I actually? Let's have a look. What's that do for us? Tooling costs 10,000. It costs 500 more. Just to, you know what? We'll just leave it as it is. We're going to save the edits. There we go. Right, and now we've done that, we can come back to our combined. We can see that we've got all sorts of stuff going. What staff have we got available? Let's go to the hangar. The Derwent's going to take a while. Let's have we got where have we got staff at the moment? The Atlatl has got people in it because we're trying to get it done. Let's recondition the Atlatl because then that's out of the way. Good. And then if we come into integration, where's the Atlatl pad? There's the Atlatl. I'd like to dismantle it. Oh, I've got to close the staffing window. Let's get rid of all these staff. Okay. Go to Javelin. Add them into Javelin. Okay. Right. Dismantle that. Dismantle the Atlatl. Good. That should be done. Right. The reason I'm doing that is because it costs money, by the way. Just in case you're interested. Facilities. You can see the Javelin costs 14. The Atlatl, I think, was costing us about 5. Not terrible, but it is funds on a daily basis that we don't need to spend. Right. Let's have a look. Combined. Derwent's doing okay. I'm going to let it finish. And then we'll... Because the Javelin's got a recondition anyway. So we'll do that. That'll finish in the hangar. And then we're going to go to staff. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to move all of them out of there. All of them into there. Apart from 10. Who are then going to go into the hangar. There you go. So now, preparing for air launch takes, what, 12 days? That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So we'll prepare the Derwent for the air launch. And we have... the Javelin there ready in 113 days. The recondition of the pad's going to take 10. So I think we're doing well. So I think at that point we're going to pause for this episode. I think. I don't want to rush it. Next time we're going to go for the final downrange mission. We will get the Derwent up to and running at speed. And then we'll have a look at I think orbit. I think orbit's going to be the next step. So from me, until next time, have a great one. So if that was good for you, check out on the screen right now some links. You can see other videos you might like. Check out the channel, see if there's any playlists you like. There's also some links to other content creators there you might like. Or leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, do all those things.